This is one of the biggest PSI operations in retail history, and we're going to talk about it. All of you are welcome to the group. My name is Nick. If this video is your first time on the channel, I hope you decide to join by the end. A lot of people have been saying for about 2 years that the BRICS are moving against the dollar and that the dollar is going to fall apart. The dollar is going away, that, and everything else, you know. Now that we're going to look at Morgan Stanley, know what the company is, are they going to tell us the story that is 100% true? To make sure we are ready, are they going to tell us everything and make it as easy as possible? Without a doubt not. I've already talked about this a few times. What you see and hear from the major players in the mass media should make you think about more than what they say on the surface. This is something I always say about, BlackRock or any other big player out there. If they tell you one thing, look in every other direction. And if we look for Morgan Stanley, we can find out how to buy if the US dollar falls. In March, this happened. If we go over here, this was also just recently, August 2023. It's the end of the whole financial system, both for money and for people. This market expert says the US dollar is about to lose its place as a reserve currency real fast. This is what she likes to keep herself safe. This is what we've been hearing again. And the petrodollar, which came out not long ago, it's very important to note that the petrodollar has died. I agree that this is a big deal, but I also think we need to think about more than just the idea that the petrodollar is dead. What's going to happen next? You really want to rule the next crypto cycle and make a lot of money, right? Joining the Discord is the best way to do that. It normally costs $100 a month, but the best part is that I'm giving you guys 7 days for free. During that time, you can cancel at any time and not be charged anything. You also get access to a lot of features, such as the ones shown on the screen right now. Don't just believe me, read some reviews from people in the Discord. Every day, there are a lot of really wonderful ideas added. You need to take part, and if you guys aren't already, try it out and see if you like it. You can do this by clicking on the link at the bottom of this sentence. The banking system we know now is going to start to be replaced from top to bottom. It's already beginning to show up, right? We've been warned by the BIs. All around us, things are becoming more and more digital. AI has been getting better. There has been an increase in digitalization in some fields and businesses. I also think it will only be a matter of time before money itself turns digital from paper. It's how everything changes over time. When we look at all of these news stories in the dollar in a more in-depth way, we can see that we've been hearing this for more than 2 years, that the dollar is dead and that it is dying. Not long ago, I asked on X, why is the DXY, the US dollar index, pumping if the BRICS are killing the dollar? I thought the US dollar was gone for good. The whole story about BRICS is a big plot to keep people from shopping. The US Federal Reserve and every other central bank in the world are both members of the BIs. Where is the BIs at the moment? It's in the process of being built, tested, and put into action projects that will move away from paper money and toward digitalization and tokenization. No way, but I do believe that the idea that the dollar is dying, falling, or otherwise in dire straits is just a big story. It's getting worse, and it's all a psyop in the end. I am going to explain to you why even BRICS is a psyop as a whole. Let us now talk about the BRICS. BRICS to start a gold-backed currency at the 2024 summit, ? This was the headline of an article that went around in the summer of 2023 as well. Now, a lot of people are going to start to guess about this. Yes, it's clear that a currency backed by gold is important. We've heard about money backed by gold for a while now, and I do believe that they will come true in the end. In fact, I've already told you guys about the plan for the new financial system, or at least what I think it is. Gold is basically tokenized on chain, fractionalized and backed by real gold. After that, you'll have CBDCs backed by that gold, which has been broken up into smaller pieces. It is likely to be revalued too, and you'll have CBDCs that are sent out on DLT. It might be okay to do. It doesn't have to be a public blockchain if it's only going to be used for central bank money, and that will be backed by gold through an SDR. Plus, you'll still need a way to get money. You will still need a neutral coin to get things done. I've also talked about this. XRP is a good choice, but there could be more than one. That's pretty much what the new banking system will be like. And everything in between will be turned into tokens. You'll also have stable cash. When that time comes, most stores will use stable coins. We're not going to touch CBDCs. Do not forget what a CBDC is. It's just a safe coin that the government gives out. They're going to have CBDs. There will be stable coins that are given out by private companies that don't care about our activities. These people don't want to see our deals. It doesn't bother them. There's this big story going on around like, these businesses will continuously want to know what you buy, sell, and do. They don't really care about that, right? It's like they don't care. Now, do I agree with a fully digital system? Not at all. In fact, I believe that money on paper would be great, and it would work well with both digital and analog systems. But let's be honest, how many people actually pay for things and do business with cash these days? It only makes up a very small part of deals, and all of that stuff is tracked and found, even with credit cards and bank accounts. That stuff is very easy to find. But let's go over here instead. Justin, Russia has publicly said that NATO is an enemy group. Not much will change for Russia now that Mark Rutte is NATO's Secretary General. He is the Prime Minister of the Netherlands. The Kremlin said that Russia still sees the Union as an enemy. The general direction of NATO is not expected to change because of this choice. And the union we have now is one that is against us. And yes, it is really to protect themselves since they are leaving the US dollar. They want to go against the US dollar. This has happened before. In fact, I don't think I need to talk about Gaddafi or 2009 at all, right? Gaddafi did not like the US dollar. He planned to put out a gold dinar. We didn't have blockchain-based technology back then. We didn't have crypto like we do now. Bitcoin wasn't as big back then as it is now. It looked like they were in a golden hour, which was going to be tough for the US dollar. They were basically going up against the US dollar, and we all know what happened. Okay, the military really supports our US dollar, and payment of US dollar debt is also backed by the military. You know, the huge amounts of debt that we're making and then selling to other countries. The money is back in US dollars, and so is our troops. Aside from that, there was a great article called The BRICS Go for Gold that was written in 2023. Also, this is a great breakdown because it links Gaddafi to Libya and the Pan-African currency in 2009, which was a big deal. Again, though, we already know what went down. Things are a little different today, right? Many big moves are being made against the US dollar, but they are all for the sake of a new financial system. Yeah, there is conflict, but that's what supports it and kind of speeds it up because, as I told you before, they want to make the problem, see what happens, and then push the answer. And this shows that a group of countries led by Russia and China have chosen to use gold as the base for a new system of international money that is separate from the US dollar and the euro. At a meeting in August of leaders from Brazil, Russia, India, and China, this plan is likely to be officially launched. The meeting will be similar to the Bretton Woods Conference of 1944, which set up a link between the US dollar and gold. In the last few decades, many governments have suggested similar gold-based systems as the foundation of the international financial system. For example, Malaysia's 2019 Pan-Asian currency and Libya's 2009 Pan-African currency are both examples. The push for a gold-based system gathered speed after the war in Ukraine cut Russia off from the Western financial system and frozen its foreign reserves, making it clear that new arrangements were needed. The IMF used to back the gold standard, but in 1978 they banned it. This kept the floating fiat dollar in place as the main currency. A gold standard is meant to keep the value of money stable, like how some countries are tied to the euro right now. That's why a lot of countries are now looking for a base for their currencies that is stable for everyone, like the Bretton Woods Agreement did in 1944. And what we're seeing grow is the new Bretton Woods, right? Today we're starting to see a different but still similar Bretton Woods rise. We do use some new tools too. AI and DLT blockchain are both mixed in to help support this whole system. And that's kind of what's going on now. The BIs, which is the central bank of central banks, also tells us this in many of their projects. Project Leap is a really cool project. Okay. We have to figure out how to deal with the fact that quantum computers are a natural threat to the cryptographic algorithms that are used in today's banking systems, which brings us to the question of why we are now looking into quantum-based technology. Why are we looking into all of these security issues right now, the danger of computers that use quantum mechanics? Well, it's because we're also working toward a banking system based on DLT. We know this because of the internet, which is something else the BIS has been pushing. Just recently, Augustin Carstens, managing director of the BI, said that tokenized financial assets that can be added to the unified record are a huge